Hello and welcome to my first part of making rescue pouches for the animals and for everything that's going on in Australia. So this is where I'm getting all of my information from. It's the Animal Rescue Craft Guild on Facebook, and you can see this is their homepage, and they update this announcement all the time to make sure that the information is the most up to date. So this is where I'm getting everything and who's behind it, links to everything. What's most needed is going to be again updated, and they give pictures and they update the status as needed. This is where you can find your local hub. So I'm in Michigan, so when you click on this, I'll just click on it. It comes up to the Animal Rescue Collective, and then you can figure out the product drop-off hubs and see where they're going. Apparently they're closed for the minute, but this is a good site to go, and then I did print some off, and so I'll try to attach that to this video as well. You can also donate financially directly to them, mkc.org.au/donation/ARFSN crafts / right? Here's some instructions on what they need. So joey pouches, so you can pause it so you can read it. The bat wraps, how to crochet nests. There are a ton of different tutorials on how to do it. Request items as a thing, but basically here's what we need most, and this is again updated all the time. So they are in very high need of the joey pouches in the different sizes, and the hanging pouches, 3D hanging pouches, and animal beds and donations. But like you can see, just go on here and see what you can do to help. And then this is a picture of one of the pouches. So this is the crochet pouches for the orphans and injured animals. So basically you're just going to be creating a rectangle and then folding it up to make a square, sewing two sides. You have a couple different sizes, small, medium, large, and the yarn is 4-ply. You can be wool, acrylic, or blends. It has to be machine washable. Don't use fuzzy yarn, no specialty yarns with Berber, fringe, glitter, or the babies will eat it. So also on this website, in the files section, you can go in here and it'll say, you know, there's a ton of templates, pouch templates, hanging joey pouches 3D. So there's a ton of different files that you can have here. There's one, you know, where to find patterns, knitted, what, I like this one, what yarn, what item, and what fabric, what item. And so then you can pull it up, print this off, and take it with you to the store or look and see what you have. So the outer pouches can be acrylic, cotton, bamboo, synthetic blends, and the thickness, where the insides have to be more of the natural, because that's what the babies need to have. And then obviously nests can be anything. So, but go check out this site. Again, it's the Animal Rescue Craft Guild. So AF, yeah, that one. And so check that out. So this is part 1 of the video, and then I'll show you how I made a pouch. All right, here are the hubs for American Rescue Crafters. So Southeast Plains area. Okay. I will try to find the link to where I found this. Okay, here is another Facebook group. I know this is going to be kind of a disjointed video, but there's a lot of things to look at. This is the American Rescue Crafters Connect, and then there's the rules here, but this is where you can find patterns again. The regional hub location for the regional coordinator. And so if you have a finished product but don't know where to send it, contact your state or regional hub. So this is where I was getting those addresses before. So I think, let's see, I'd be in the Midwest hub because I'm in Michigan. It would be Denise. So I would contact Denise. But again, this is where I got the addresses that I just showed you. Okay, is a new person. Northeast hub. Going a little slow so you can write it down. Okay. And what's awesome about this is we can send them to them, and then we don't have the international cost of sending them. Okay. Or you can apparently send it directly to Australia as well. All right. Yeah. Okay, so here's a video on how to make the Joey pouch on, or just a nice rectangle pouch using the Addi. So basically we need a big rectangle or square. So what I'm going to do is cast on with some scrap yarn. And I like to do just about 4 or 5 rows. And I have other videos on my YouTube channel on how to do these. So you can check those out if you need to know what I'm doing. You can also do this by hand, but I wanted to use my Addi so that I could make them quicker. And so I always do about 4 or 5 rows of the waist, just so that I don't drop stitches, etc. And for some reason it got all blurry. We're back. I'll try to edit that out. Alright, so we're going to do, like I said, just 4 or 5 rows of the waist. And for these, you can use acrylic yarn or whatever, so you don't. It doesn't have to be 100% wool. Alright, so that is some yards. We'll see. This may or may not work out because I was trying to fix the camera, so I wasn't paying super attention to this, so we shall see. Alright, so I want to pick up, I do happen to have 100% wool here, so I'll pick this up, change the thread, and do a couple, set my counter to 0, and I'm going to want to do 40 rows. Alright, so I do the first couple just by hand. Make sure that everything's catching, and then I do have the cranky adapter. So it looks like we're doing good so far. So just try to keep the tension pretty stable. Alright, so I'm going to do the cranky now. I do 40 rows because, or 42, whatever you want, because there's, what, 46 needles on the Addi, and then that's going to be doubled, and so that'll be about, what, 23 rows, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about, but that ends up being a double square, so that's why I picked the 43 rows, 46 rows, whatever works best for you. We're already at 17 rows, so we're almost half done. This is a great way to use up scrap yarn because although we love fashion, the koalas don't care. They just want a home. So the colors don't have to match. Rows, almost done. there's our 42 rows. So we're going to cast off this, change it over to our scrap yarn again so that we can do a bind off, okay? And I'll show you how to do that as well. So just tuck him in, pull the little tail, put your little, this guy in, and then, like I said, I like to do, I don't know, 5 or 6 rows, just so that I have a good border so that I don't mess up stitches. I'm not the best crocheter, so I give leeway for myself. A lot of people can stop at 1 or 2 rows. I am not that talented, I vow to you. Alright, so there's a couple, we'll do a couple more. How about one more for good measure? Alright, so then we're gonna cut off our waste yarn, okay? And now we're just going to take it off the machine. We're gonna let it drop. So we're just gonna go with nothing, and it's gonna drop off. That guy got caught, so let's help him off a little bit. Oops, I just did a little too quick. Alright, so you're stuck. Let's unstick you. My cat's saying hello. Unstick you and unstick you. Sophie. So now we have a tube. So what we're going to do is we are going to just basically bind these together and finish these off, right? So that, well, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish both of these off together and then make one big one and then fold it over on itself and then seam it again, and you'll see that'll end up being a square, and I'll show you how to do it. So I will make another video and link it to this one and add it on. Okay, now what we're going to do is we have this taken off the machine, and we're just going to be crocheting together one end of it to make it a pocket. So this is why I use more than just 1 row of the waste yarn, because I'm not the best at this. So I like to start at the end opposite of the free end so that I have something to cast or tie off my my last stitch. So what you're gonna do is pick up your first loop and then a second loop like that, and then just crochet through. And then you're gonna pick up another loop and crochet through. And we're just gonna do this all on this whole side because we're gonna want to make it just a pouch, okay? So again, just keep on going through, okay? I'm sure there's easier ways to do this, but like I said, this is what works for me, so this is what I do. Go like that, and like that, and just keep picking up just the strands. Alright, so I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, we're back with just a few stitches left. Alright, so we're going to, I just did that one, so I'm going to pick up this guy. This is where it gets really kind of murky, and you know, if you kind of mess up, it's okay. We just pick up where we can, press up and over, pick up and oops, over. And it looks like I have one last guy, maybe. That's just my free guy. So it looks like it's done. So what I'm going to do is take that free loop and pull through the tail, and then that will seal it off. Okay, then what we're going to do is just remove all of the waste yarn. And so what I do is I pull it and I find the tension of that top strand, and then I just pull it out. Okay, and then it releases those. And I do it again until we get back to kind of the mouth. Pull it, and it releases all those guys. Or you can cut this out too, it doesn't matter. Right. And I have one more. And then you should just be able to pull all of your waste yarn off in one nice big pile of fun. Okay. Oh, what did I do there? I don't know. Well, it looks like I kind of got it stuck a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just cut this part off. Like I said, you don't have to save the waste yarn. I do because pennies add up, right? But basically we're just going to be freeing our... That's what happened. See how I split that guy? It got caught up. Right, so it should just pull out. Okay, so then we have our now pouch. Okay, so it's one big pouch now. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is, you see how we have the top? We have the same thing. Well, what they asked for was to have like a drawstring if you can, and they said if you can't, then that was fine too. But what I did to make the drawstring was I just took some yarn and I'm gonna just cast on a chain. Okay, we're just gonna make the little loop-de-loop like that, make him a little smaller. I think I did about, I don't know, 50 rows or so. Just chain it on so that this can be your drawstring. So just up and over, under and through. You're just making it a little bit more reinforced so that when they pull through, or they pull it like a cord, it doesn't break. Okay, so this would just be chaining on. Then what we're going to do is just pull it through those open areas on the other side of the bag and use the cast on loops as the loops that this will go through. This drawstring will go through. All right. Not the most ideal setup, but I'm on my think time right now for work. So I'm at my desk taking my coffee break and my potty break, and instead making stuff for baby little kangaroos, wombats, bats, all the guys that need help, right? So this is not the best video, but hopefully it'll give you an idea that even if it's not perfect, you too can help. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple more. I think I did like around 70 or so for the last bag. We'll do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. That sounds good. Alright, and just pull a long tail, cut that off. Alright, pull that tail through and tighten it. So now that is your string. So what we're going to do now is go back to our bag. Okay, and you see how, again, kind of how we did before, we're just going to be grabbing these loops, but instead of pulling through, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to pull through my cord. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of line some up on my crochet needle and then take one of the tails of what we just made, my pull through guy, put him over, turn the needle slightly grab it, and then you can see how it's just going to go right underneath it, and then we threaded it through. Then just turn your bag, go pick up a couple more stitches. You're not crossing them or anything like that, so just I pick them up on the same direction. Okay. And as long as you don't drop any, you should be fine. And then do the same thing. Take that tail, put it through. Again, kind of keep a little bit of tension, pull through, and now you threaded your bag. Okay. And then just kind of keep on doing that until you have your drawstring all the way through. I'm sure there's easier ways to do this, but as long as it works for my little baby koalas, I'll be happy. Alright, so see, I have a little pieces of the dark gray stuck on there. So that's why it's giving me a little bit of a hard time. But I'm almost there. Go away, little guy. Go away. There we go. Right. Pull through. Pull it through. And then continue going some more. So grab stitch, grab a stitch, grab a stitch. Like I said, we're just kind of tunneling it to make kind of a tunnel, channel, whatever you want to call it. And then put that end through, turn it slightly, and just kind of run it underground. Just like that. Okay. And again, this is a great way to use up any scrap yarns, because koalas don't care about colors, right? They just want homes right now. So pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, and then pick up. Looks like I pulled a little tight when I was getting that last one through, so that's why it's a little tight here. But that's okay. It all works out. Grab my tail, hold it, turn the needle just a touch, and pull it underground. Okay? Looks like I grabbed another gray guy there, so let's drop him off. Okay? And you should just be able to pull through. Right? So we're almost done, guys. So loop, 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 loop. Grab my tail, hold it tight, pull it underground, and then pull them through. Okay? I'm gonna do loop, loop, loop. I just feel so horrible for all the little animals in there, so hopefully they'll be able to use these little temporary homes. Right? So again, pull it through and tunnel it. Then pull it tight to pull it through. There we go. Alright, so we just have a couple more stitches and then we are done, guys. Alright, so that was the first one I grabbed. So I want to grab you, 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 and you. And then do the loopity-doo and pull him through. Alright, so now we are all looped. So then what I do is I take my two end tails, just like that. I'm just going to tie them together so that it has one continuous loop in it. Right? Just tie it. And then I'm going to cut those to make it look a little bit more tidy. Not super close to the net, but there you go. I need to sharpen my scissors. But there we go. Oh, no, we have to remove this waste yarn. So let's see if I can do it a little bit taller so that you don't see all the
stuff. So basically you just pull off the waste yarn, okay, like we were before, so that we can just have our bag. Okay, this is the easier side to pull. One side's always easier than the other side, right? And then there we go. Here's our free end for that black guy, or the first cast on. So what I'm going to do is I'll just grab him, pull him through, and just tie him in, right? Just to make sure that he doesn't run. And I'll do it one more time just because I like to really make sure things are secure. Just do a knot like that. Then we can also cut him off, and our bag is done. Okay, so now you have a Joey bag. Okay, so let me show you up against the window. Alright, so basically we can hang the little rafter up there, and then you can see that it can get bigger or smaller as it's needed, and it's a nice square circle, or square pouch. Hope that was helpful.